1963, and I am back with Seduce Me the Otome. So, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do Damien's route. Because Damien is just adorable.
We have to dust off the railings and other surfaces before we mop the floor. Is that okay?
Yes, that is perfectly okay. I nodded and rolled up my sleeves, climbing the steps of the staircase. Cool! I'm helping Damien clean the stairs. I wonder how big those railings look high. Easy as cake. Well, it's easy as pie. That's kind of the whole thing. Both Damien and I began to climb the top of the stairs, wiping the dust off the railing as we went. However, a silly idea came into my mind. I looked over to Damien and wondered if he could read what I was thinking. As expected, Damien looked over the sight, over in slight surprise, for giving me a concerned look. Oh, that's right. Damien could read minds.
What if you get hurt?
Oh, come on. It'll be fun. I did this all the time as a kid. Oh, slide down the railing. I've done that so much. I've done that. It's like it's not as fun if you don't hold on. Damien stared at the rail and thought. My mind began to wander and how much fun my idea was. Hoping my thoughts would convince him, Damien sighed and softly let a sly smirk before nodding. My dog is wanting you, kid. You're a good boy. Woo! Sorry, I'm losing my voice. I quickened my pace on the rail, dusting as quickly as I could. I got to the top. Damien followed quickly behind the opposite side until we both were at the top of the stairs. We both then jumped and sat on top of the rails, sliding down each side like a roller coaster. There was a lot of thought on the execution, but not much to stopping, and we got crashed into each other.
Watch out!
Ow! That hurt. Our brakes had become us slamming into each other and landing on the floor. Him on top of me. Well, that makes sense, because you slammed into him first. I stared up at him in surprise as he looked down at me, concerned. None of us knew what to say. Laugh? I'm gonna laugh it off. I started to laugh. I didn't know why, but I couldn't control myself. I closed my eyes and laughed in pure enjoyment of what had just happened. Damien began to laugh as well, smiling widely. I love Damien. Both of us ended up on the floor. Damien rolled off of me and held his stomach as I held mine. We were both completely engulfed in joy.
You were right. That was fun.
See? I told you. Both of us curled into ourselves, facing each other in laughter before we looked at each other with smiles. However, Damien's face softened as his laughter slowly died. He smiled with happiness in his eyes and a blush across his cheeks. I stared in surprise, my face turning red in return, but my mind going blank. I couldn't stop staring at Damien's smile. Something about him was completely charming. His eyes had a mixture of happiness and a small bit of yearning in them. Soon, though, Damien stopped and reached a hand out to me, breaking my thoughts.
Come on. We need to keep cleaning.
Damien is so cute. I slowly nodded before standing and continuing to clean alongside him. The hour of the house party had arrived. I kept it. Oh, that's right. This is the house party part. Skipping. La 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 la. I'm gonna skip all dias. Skip all dias.
I'm so sorry about.
I'm kinda. I'm so stuck on questions.
What?
Okay. Oh.
You're welcome. Praise is very much deserved.
Skipping. Already read all this. Here comes Malix. Not really caring. It's Malix. Malix is gonna try and shoot us.
Since when is a little stain?
Skipping, always back here. Oh, that's right. I have to go and check on... Hey guys, what you doing? I'll be there and be like, hi, what you doing? Okay, so here we are. We're gonna go find Damien. I quickly rushed back and grabbed a second footage before hunting down one of the boys. I looked down each hall, trying to find one of the incubi, wondering so that I wouldn't have to go through each individual room finding them. I pursued my lips in irritation. Ugh! I have to go on a search? Where the heck are they? I sighed, knowing that I would have to search for them in each room. I quickly turned and headed up the stairs. I began to walk down a hall and opened a random door, peeking inside. Luckily enough, I found Damien in the study. Oh, Damien's in there. Damien was in a study that I didn't recognize. There was a nice desk and a display case full of toys, books, and memorabilia. I had never entered this room before, but Damien looked like he knew this room from the back of his hand. Damien was gazing at the pictures on the shelf, almost looking lost and dazed. It was almost adorable, but I could sense a small hint of sadness in his eyes. Aw. Damien?
Huh? Oh, hello.
He's like, oh, hello. Damien turned to me and gave a gentle smile. And as if he were doing nothing as I came in, I entered the room and closed the door behind me.
I was just looking at the books. They're very interesting topics.
Huh? I looked over at the shelf and skimmed over the spines of each book. They were all books about business and psychology, all ranging in thickness. Some crossed over, and some brought the two topics together, while others were strictly one or the other. Did my grandfather read and study all of these? They seemed used, but they were covered by a small layer of dust.
Do humans really study this much?
Well, no. It depends on the topic we want to study. I mean, yeah, you can study everything, but I mean, if there's a certain topic we want to read on, then we'll focus just on that topic. Occasionally, it depends on why we're studying.
What do you mean?
Oh, that's right, he's a demon. Well, if we're interested in a topic, like business, we learn what we can because we want to know more, if that makes sense.
Are there things you can't study?
Nope, there are books and stuff about anything and everything.
Even the demon world?
Maybe, but usually those books are considered on the floor, usually those books are considered fiction or religious theory. I cannot talk today. It was almost cute to talk about learning with Damien. I guess learning was different in the demon world, but telling him about learning was almost like telling a child the meaning of life. I felt myself become a little wiser as we continued talking.
Humans can learn anything? At any time?
We have libraries and bookstores full of books we can read.
Humans have the freedom to learn anything.
I looked at Damien in confusion. He seemed to look jealous. What about demons? Can't they learn what they want? Damien shook his head before looking down at his feet.
Demons don't have schools to learn from like humans do. Everything we learn comes from experience or verbal mentoring. Books are only permitted to be read by higher nobles.
That makes no sense. I mean, well, but they should still be able to learn what they want. I mean, I still don't get it though. I mean, even though we have freedom to learn, they should be able to have the freedom to learn what they want too. I mean, if they're interested in something, then yeah, they should be able to go look at it themselves. I stared wide-eyed. There were no schools in the Abbysal Plains? That seemed so unreal, yet, in a way, I wasn't that surprised.
The only ones who have ever touched a book are James and Eric, since they're the oldest. Sam and Matthew chose not to read.
Of course. What about you? Damien stood silent for a bit before sitting on the ground, leaning against the large desk in the room. I decided to follow along and sat beside him.
You brought food?
Huh? Oh, yeah. I brought food. Here. I probably completely forgot about food.
Thank you.
Aww. Damien took his dish of food and began to politely eat. I followed suit. It was painfully obvious that he was dodging my question. Did I want to know? I was very curious. Asking. Oh! Crap, I have to reload it and do it all again. Darn it! to skip all of it again because my thing is being dumb. The interrogation, the question.
I'm so sorry about your grand.
Do you have college plans?
What do you think of the philanthropy?
Do you think the company should expand from just toys?
You're welcome. Praises.
Running, running, running. Do, 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 do. Alex can go screw himself. Oh, I have to skip, 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 skip. Skipping, skipping, skipping. Still skipping. I had to clear my throat. Aha, right here. Ask again. There we go. I was curious, so I had to ask. However, Damien looked to me, stopping me from opening my mouth.
Because I'm technically not a noble at all.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I learned in the previous routes that Damien was born outside of wedlock, so he's technically what they call the bastard son. I tilted my head and raised my eyebrows in confusion. Not a noble? But aren't you all brothers? If the others are nobles, that would make you one too. Damien looked at his dish with a sigh. I suddenly felt regret for asking and pushing the topic. Before I could apologize, Damien spoke.
We are all half-brothers. We only share the same father. Our mothers are all different. James, Eric, Sam, and Matthew all had noble mothers who are now queens. My mother was not a noble, and is not a queen.
I could see sadness in his eyes. I bit my lip. I shouldn't have pushed the issue. Yeah, I feel kind of bad. Look at his face. Look at that sad little face. I'm sorry. Damien shook his head, snapping out of his thoughts, and smiled at me.
For what? You didn't know, and were curious. It was only appropriate to answer.
No, because I pushed a touchy subject, and I'm not like that. I wouldn't push the subject like that. I mean, I know I was curious, but I felt that I would feel bad for pushing the subject. Still, it was rude of me to pry like that. I'm sorry. I didn't know what to say. Damien only smiled lightly at me before continuing to eat. As he ate, my mind began to wander to the Abbysal Plains. What was it like? What did it look like? Was their castle big? How many servants did they have? Oh, girl, it's big. My thoughts were halted by Damien chuckling. Most likely at my thoughts, I turned red in embarrassment. Sorry.
You keep saying sorry when you don't need to. It's kind of cute.
I pursued my lips, but couldn't stop a blush from running across my face. This was going nowhere. I went back to eating and futility, earning another chuckle from Damien. However, as a grown-up pain escaped Damien's lips, I stopped and looked at him in surprise. Damien? Are you okay?
Yeah. It's nothing. Don't worry about it.
I heard him gulp down and hide another groan, making me even more concerned than before. Damien?
It's just a headache. I get it when I run out of energy. I'll be fine.
Poor Damien, he's in pain. He was out of energy? I guess he didn't take enough when we first met, so it was just enough to heal his wounds.
None of us took more than we needed to heal.
Poor Damien. Oh, he's in pain. From the sound of his voice, he was fighting back major pain. I felt incredibly bad. Damien smiled very lightly at me.
I'll be fine.
No, you're not fine. You're in pain, Damien. Give him your energy. If he needed energy, I was willing to give it. Damien? And Damien instantly turned away from me before I could finish my sentence. What the?
No. I'll be fine. I'm used to this.
He's used to pain? Okay, that's not right. You shouldn't be used to having pain. Used to it? Used to pain? There was no way that was okay. I cleared my throat again. I glared at Damien's back before grabbing his shoulder and forcing him around. Damien stared at me wide-eyed in surprise. Damien, let me help you, please. I don't want to see you in pain like this. Poor Damien. I continued to stare at him, wondering if he'd make the first move. I wanted to help him, truly. I knew that my energy would help him not feel pain. Damien must have heard my thoughts as his gaze changed from nervous to piercing. All of a sudden, I felt that familiar warmth run through my body. I felt my body slightly heat up as Damien wrapped an arm around my body and pulled it tightly to his. Damien grew a lustful gaze before speaking, bringing a hand up to cup the back of my neck.
Thank you.
Aww. I feel awkward reading this. I read half of this already, so I'm just gonna kind of like, I guess I'll put on the auto for a minute. I read all this when I tried doing it before, but my voice kind of hurt. Okay, yeah. You can turn off the audio now. Or the auto now. I stared up at him as we both panted for air. I'd never kissed like that before. I was so lost in the moment that I'd forgotten how to breathe. Damien moved a strand of hair from my face behind my ear. I was still full of desire.
I'm okay now. But
I could feel the hold of his mind-altering spell fading away. But I still felt hot. Something told me that I wanted more, but at the same time, I wasn't sure if I truly wanted to give more. You're helping him! You're giving him energy! I opened the opportunity. I was enjoying it as much as he was. I wanted to know more, and I was going to let him keep going. I leaned up and kissed him again. Damien gasped against my lips, but continued to kiss back. Aw, Damien, it's so cute. I'm turning on the auto part for that. It's just this one time, because I'm trying to clear my throat. I ran out of water. No! Okay, I'm gonna stop the auto there. I had to go and get something to help my throat. I felt the familiar silks underneath me, letting me know that I was in my bed. I slowly sat up, stretching from the tiredness that still lingered. I felt a very soft pain on my neck and shoulders. I could feel my swollen lips pulse gently and healing. However, when I looked down at my body, I saw that my shirt had been pulled back up and rebuttoned as if nothing happened between me and Damien. I was just missing my ribbon. Before I turned to get out of bed, though, I spotted my ribbon on the pillow beside the one I slept on. It was tied around a small pendant in a nice bow with a small note attached to it. I gently slipped the note from the tie and opened it to read it.
Thank you. I indulged myself, but I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Damien.
Damien is so sweet. I stared at the note, letting a small smile grace my lips. He indulged himself as much as I did. I enjoyed it. It was cute, though, to imagine him thanking me for something we both did. I brought the note to my chest, letting the memories of our meeting flood my mind. Aw, Damien. Oh. Then you go to sleep. No, not to the save. Nope. Thing is being stupid. Before I could reach the handle of the door, however, someone took my hand. It's Damien! Huh? I turned to see Damien, who was holding my hand back with a concerned frown on his face.
My name.
Your name?
My true name isn't Damien.
His true name.
I want you to know my real name. If something were to happen.
His true name. Aw, Damien. His true name? What did he mean? Why was he telling me this now? 'Cause it's not like you're gonna get kidnapped by Malix, and it's not like he's gonna hold a gun to your head. Damien gently pulled me to him and leaned close to whisper in my ear.
My name is Acerol.
As he said his name, I could feel it lock into my memory. Something in my head would make sure I would never forget it. Damien gently pulled away from me and stared at me, despite still carrying worry in his eyes.
If you are in any danger, call my name. I promise, I'll come and help you.
So it's Acerol? I stared up at Damien, unable to say anything. I could only nod in response. Damien smiled before releasing my hand and heading into the dining room. Something told me that name would be used eventually. Yeah, 'cause it's not like Malix is gonna kidnap us and hold a gun to our head. Just walk away. Walk away. Alright. Acerol! All of a sudden, a bright purple light engulfed the room, causing the devils around me to cover themselves.
What the?
Gusts of wind rushed past me, almost forcing me back. I covered my face with my arms, bracing myself and standing my ground. I tried to peek through my arms to see what was going on, but the light continued to shine brightly. As the gusts slowly started to die, the light began to fade, revealing Damien with a blank expression, staring coldly at Malix. Hi, Damien! You finally showed up! Damien!
I'm here, as I promised.
Yay! Damien's gonna save us, but how? Malix moved his arms from in front of his face and slowly took in the new sight in front of him. Quickly, Malix's face turned to that of pure evil delight.
Out of the 5 pretty boys, you summoned the pathetic one? What a fucking moron!
Damien is not pathetic. He'll probably rip you open. Damien stared at Malix silently and fiercely cold. Damien began to walk towards Malix on one step at a time. Malix, however, brought up his gun, pointing it at Damien.
So long, pretty boy!
Malix pulled the trigger and let a bullet fly straight at Damien's head. I gasped, bracing myself for the result of the shot. However, Damien kept walking. Damien didn't fly back, nor did he flinch from the shot. I couldn't see the bullet wound, but I knew that it had to be one in Damien's face somewhere.
What the? Fucking die!
Malix quickly began to pepper shots into Damien's face, some of them passing completely through his head. There was no blood. There was no fire. Nothing. It was as if Damien didn't really exist as he walked towards the now frightened devil.
What crap spell is this?
Oh, is it a decoy spell? As Damien finally reached Malix, the devil jabbed Damien's head towards the ground, making Damien's body fall and slam into the concrete. As the body fell to the ground, it slowly began to burn away in purple flames. Malix gritted his teeth.
Where are you, Damien?
Ah, he's hiding from you. Malix scanned the room like a hungry dog, hunting for its final meal. Malix's body slowly began to glow a fiery red in color anger from the situation. The remaining devils stared, trying to figure out what to do. Help Malix or watch in silence. Eris, however, walked up beside me and crossed her arms as she watched with an amused smirk on her face.
Come out!
The air instantly went from frantic to still in energy. What could have been described as in one tone the color red quickly turned into a deadly mix of purple and black, my 2 favorite colors, as everything began to blend together all at once. Damien's voice, however, replied. However, his voice seemed different.
What's wrong, Malix? Are you afraid of me now?
I love that voice. I was suddenly afraid. I would be afraid of him like, you go kick his butt, Damien. Something about Damien didn't fit right with how I knew him. He sounded otherworldly. His voice was dripping with an almost sadistic tone as he spoke through the air.
Afraid of a pretty boy like you. You don't even have the balls to face me head on. You're the one who's afraid.
Looking at Malix, however, I could tell that he was off. Something about what Damien was doing was keeping Malix in his place.
Oh, I'm not afraid of you. In fact, I know very well you're afraid to move right now. You're practically screaming it in your mind.
Malix, in a fit of instant rage, began shooting into the air, letting the bullets fly into the ceiling.
Shut the hell up!
Damien's demonic laughter filled the room as a group of dark figures appeared around Malix, walking toward him slowly and menacingly. In defense, Malix fired the shots at each entity around him, causing them to fall and fade away into purple flames. However, that didn't stop more from appearing around him and closing in on him. Malix became frantic. Was this the extent of the demon power? I suddenly felt a pair of hands cover my eyes tightly, pulling me against someone's chest. I gasped, but was stopped from prying their hands off my face.
It's me. Don't look.
Oh, it's Sam this time. I listened carefully and let the two last words linger in my mind. Don't look. Why? What was being hidden from me? I wanted to know, but something told me to obey Sam's command. I could still hear Malix's screams of agony and the sound of ripping flesh. The smell of blood was covered by the harsh odor of ash or fire. Maybe it was better that I didn't see. But I want to see the bloodbath!
Damien! Enough!
Almost instantly after James's command, the sound stopped. The only thing anyone could hear was the sound of dripping blood. Cool! I want to see the bloodbath!
At least let me dispose what's left of him.
What's left of him? What?
I'll take care of it. You've done enough, Damien. Come out.
After a brief silence, a pair of footsteps made their way towards my spot. Each step seemed to echo with a haunting, otherworldly tone, almost as if its very low, dark piano played a singular tone with each step the pair of feet took.
I will admit, you really wailed on him. You practically scared everyone out of the warehouse. It's a good thing you were hiding when you lost your glamour spell, huh?
Glamour spell? What did he mean? Why did Damien sound so different? Why was this being hidden from me?
It's a spell that makes us look human.
Look human? They didn't look like humans after all? Then what do they look like? What do you think they look like?
Like demons.
As if Matthew knew what Damien was talking about, Matthew spoke up, followed by the sound of a cork popping out of a bottle. Oh, that's right. They drink it.
Well, not for much longer. Here.
I could hear the small clinking of the glass being passed before hearing Damien guzzle down a liquid of some sort. Feeling the air around me gently began to warm back up, insinuating that everything had been returned to normal. Finally, Sam moved his hands from my eyes, allowing me to see around me once again. The devils, including Eris, had fled. Malix was missing, but the bloodstains left behind in his place. He told me that he was definitely dead, regardless of his location. The boys, however, had gathered around me, all of them, including Damien, looking like nothing had happened. What just... I tried to speak, but everything zipped around in my head at the whole event, and I felt like speaking was impossible.
Let's just get you home, miss. There's nothing more to see here.
You sure about that? I can only nod. What had happened boggled my mind to the point of disbelief. I was second-guessing everything, lost in a sea of what and how and when. As we walked out of the warehouse, I looked at Damien for some sort of sign that I wasn't dreaming. Damien, despite looking down at his feet, held a face of cold sadness, as if he regretted what he did. Aww. But Damien had to protect us.
It will be good to have some rest without devils breathing down our necks.
I'm just tired. Can I hit the hay early?
I think some sleep would be good.
Oh, that's right. This is the part. Oh. I looked at Damien, feeling my heart flutter in my chest. I didn't want him to leave, but when he asked to stay, I hoped that he would say no and ask me to stay longer. As if he knew what I wanted, Damien moved and stepped to me, staring into my eyes with almost pleading ones. His eyes made me want to whimper in guilt, but then he spoke.
I know we've only been here for a short while, but you've done so much for us just by giving us a place to stay. However, if I may be honest, I really would like us to stay here longer. Can we?
My heart skipped while a large red blush ran across my cheeks. The boy stared at Damien wide-eyed but didn't dare to speak out. Damien stepped back to give me space, returning to where he was. I moved my gaze to each boy, trying to make a decision. If they left in the morning, I would never see them again and my life could return to normal. If I decided to let them go, they would either that would have been for the best. No goodbyes, no delays. You are letting them stay. Here we go. Oh. Read all that already.
All right, everyone. We're all very tired, so let's head to bed, shall we?
Oh, yeah.
We've had a...
Yeah,
I watched a small smile grow on Damien's lips. He shared my excitement, knowing that we would be together longer. Who knew how long we would be together, but all I cared about was that I could be with him. The others quickly finally left to rest, leaving Damien and I alone at last. My heart fluttered a bit as Damien walked close to me. He was happy, and it was really cute to see him that way. So I didn't do anything but smile back, because Damien is such a cutie!
Thank you.
Aw, Damien, smile, he's so cute. You're welcome, Damien. I'm happy to have you stay here. I watched the smile brighten a bit before he cleared his throat and looked up at me with a serious face. I didn't know if it was the tiredness or my growing attachment to him, but I felt myself sway a bit on my feet. However, Damien's face made it clear that he wanted to say something else, making me forget that my bed was calling my name.
Listen, about what happened at the warehouse.
No, it's fine. You did what you had to do. I understand. I accepted everything that happened and knew that Damien had to do whatever he had to do. He was real and someone I didn't want to be without, even if that meant nodding against my curiosity. Besides, I was too tired to explore that memory further. Damien nodded before holding a hand out to me.
Come on, let's get you to bed.
No. I nodded before Damien gently lifted me up in his arms like a bride and carried me to my room. I didn't want to leave his arms, leaning my head against Damien's chest, but eventually was slowly lowered to my bed, covered my bed covers. I was still in my school clothes, but I was too tired to strip or care. I looked at Damien, fighting a yawn escaping me as he gently ran a hand over my hair.
Good night. I'll make breakfast for you in the morning.
Aw, Damien is so cute. Oh, not you. Don't want to deal with you. Diana's a biatch. Diana's a biatch. Do 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 do. Diana's a biatch. How many of you hate Diana? Comment section, tell me how much you hate her. Oh god. Here we go. No, Diana, you can go away. What are you doing and what are you thinking?
What? Do I not make a good teacher? I figured you should have a little lesson, so I took matters into my own hands.
Oh great, here we go.
Now, let's have a little taste
Already read
of
half
that
of this.
sweet, virginal sexual energy.
I watched as she leaned in ready to kiss me and take my energy. Half of my body felt the elation at the idea. The other half completely rejected it and didn't want her to even touch me. Don't touch me! Damien! Suddenly Diana stopped in her tracks.
Damien? Who is...
And then it dawned on her.
Ah, one of the boys. Why don't you tell me which boy is Damien?
I felt myself nod in compliance. The youngest. Diana giggled in reply for letting go of my face and stepping back.
Really? The bastard son with you?
He's not a bastard son. How dare you speak about Damien like that? I nodded again, but this time it was partly my own accord. Diana let a sound that mimicked a cat's purr before stepping away from me.
Alright then. Well, if it's the youngest son you're infatuated with...
Diana chuckled before kissing my nose where I felt a shot of energy snap out of my body, almost making me dizzy and recoil. Diana then turned to the bed, sat on the wood and crossed her legs.
You can go now.
Oh, that's right. Sends me home. Now they're going to convince each other to go to the demon in the human world. Okay, now we're back here. Sitting in a chair beside the bed was Damien, wrapping himself up to see me awake. I smiled at him, seeing his slightly ruffled hair and tired eyes.
Oh,
You're awake. How do you feel?
Better. Damien nodded and he looked down at the bed, taking my hands in his.
I'm sorry. This is all my fault.
No! He looks so guilty! Damien, it's not your fault.
No.
Poor
it is.
Damien.
I was the one who wanted to come to the human world. I convinced the others to come with. If I never did that, we'd never have put you in danger like this.
Oh, no! I quickly reached over and put my finger on his lips, stopping him from going any further. I don't want to hear anymore. He looks so sad! Damien, it's okay. I wanted to help you out. I offered to let you all stay. Nothing is your fault. I gently moved my hand and cut Damien's cheek, staring at him with concern. I didn't want him to hold the guilt in his mind about this whole thing. Diana was desperate, and she'd hunt down anyone for them. It wasn't his fault she was desperate enough to hunt them down. One thing bothered me, though. Why did his dad scorn him? Why did Damien want to run away? The others seemed a little obvious, but Damien was a mystery. However, before I could vocally be curious, Damien, however, gently laid my head in his hands. Damien? Damien frowned and simply helped me.
I'll show you everything.
We get to learn the truth about Damien. Okay. We get to know about his past. Damien let out a small laugh, a hint of depression lingering beneath, and he let out. Before he focused his energy into my head, my vision blurred, and suddenly I was back in the demon castle. I could see Damien wandering the halls with his brothers. However, I found him alone, sitting on the foot of the throne, tearfully curled into a ball. The room smelt of blood, but my eyes couldn't look away from the tearful Damien. Damien? I knew he couldn't hear me, but I instinctively called out to him. He looked lonely. Where were his brothers?
Why are you crying?
Why is he crying? Damien picked his head up. Suddenly, as did I. Grandfather?
Who are you? What do you want? I just want to know if you're okay.
He looks so scared.
Who are you? Don't be afraid. I'm just a friend. A friend?
I stared, completely shocked. When did my grandfather knew them? Everything started going from fast forward. I saw Damien talking to the voice of my grandfather, seeing his sad face go from happy to surprised to fascinated and cycle randomly. There were even moments when Matthew joined him, letting Damien speak for the voice in the air. It was unbelievable. Here, my grandfather spoke of the human world, painting it to be a beautiful world of opportunity. How did my grandfather know about all this? What was going on? My mind slightly spun at the idea that my grandfather dabbled into magic and demons. Eventually, the world around me slowed to see the boys standing before the empty throne. They looked determined, stout, and ready for something to happen. Damien stepped forward and held his hand out to the throne.
O tenebris portas, apiri ad nobis, laudiet horexitum, desiderium.
My grandfather started to chant a phrase unsimilar to me, letting it rupture into the air around the boys. Gusts of wind started to brush through the room like a storm rushing in. However, a small tear opened in the air in front of the throne. It glowed in unholy purple color, peeking into a familiar pink cafe. No way! That's... Quickly, Sam rushed over and dove his hands through the tear, pulling it open and making it larger, revealing the Pink Lady Cafe with my grandfather on the other side. My grandfather held out his hand, ushering the boys to come.
Hurry up, boys! I can't hold it open for long!
Instantly, the boys ran through the tear, climbing through and almost crashing into the tables and the chairs of the cafe. I felt myself move as well, joining them as my grandfather closed the portal. The boys looked around the space, almost mystified at the sight. My grandfather laughed out of breath before sitting down at one of the nearby tables.
There now. Welcome to the human world, boys. Let's see. Kay, make us some coffee, please. These boys need a drink.
I turned to Kay, the owner of the cafe, and the other person in the room besides the boys, smile, and quickly get to work on making coffee. I was dumbfounded. She knew about them? Yeah, right? I felt myself getting dizzy at the thought, but I shook my head out, and I'm getting a phone call. Hello? Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. It just says Osceola County Animal Services, and then it says volunteer. Aw, thank you. Yep. Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Because I'm still waiting for my transcripts to come in because I needed a copy of my high school diploma, and I couldn't get it from the school, so I had to go do it through my transcripts. But mom has a client who works for the school board, and she could get me a copy. But the problem is it takes 4 to 8 weeks to come in. Yeah. I don't know, but I'm using my transcripts for now. Right? Four to six. I know. Well, that's how life goes. Yeah. Actually, these past 3 days have been days of training. No, not yet, because I'm still waiting for my transcripts to come in. It shouldn't take long. I got an email saying that they were gonna mail my transcripts to me, so. Yeah. I know. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Just bathing. But I did that all before. And the man training me was very impressed. He goes, "Wow, you have done this before." That depends if they have sleep conditions or if they have medication for that. Yeah, they have oatmeal shampoos and stuff like that to use. No. Yep, pretty much. You take a rag, you wet the rag, and wipe your face. Whatever. I wish I could help you. Yeah. 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 Well, yeah, I can officially walk off by myself, and I can tell days now. So, that's today actually. Basically, the only thing, before having the position for the job here, I'm walking the dogs, I'm helping the babies, and feeding animals, and I graduated. I quote unquote graduated because you had to do a couple requirements for the training course to get your cert. So I graduated. I'm now an official volunteer. Yeah, but my dad needs to go out of town next Tuesday, and I guess I said mom has started on Tuesday. Yeah, I looked Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. Mom can go for Tuesday. Mom can come for Wednesday, but because she's when she can't do Tuesday or Friday, and it turns out Tuesday, because because mom works. She works, and she can't get me there because I go in from 10 to 12. So my dad's gonna be out of town next Tuesday. This upcoming Tuesday? You don't have to. I don't want you to. Okay, I have to be there at 10. And then it's only 2 hours. It's from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. That's where I'm starting. So, to 12 o'clock. Are you sure? Okay. Okay. I guess you can't stop smelling my jeans. She'll smell them and look up at me, and smell them and look up at me like, we need to talk about this. Okay. Are you sure? Sorry. Yeah. But you know she'll probably give you gas money, right? No. Okay. But I'm pretty sure I would have to eat something before you come get me. I don't know. I didn't know. That's why I had to take that and ask my dad, or am I going to eat somewhere? Am I just gonna dip? Or am I just not eating here? And my dad goes, "Oh, just eat there." I'm like, okay. Yeah, I can do that. No, at the house. Like eat breakfast and then. Yeah, about a quarter till. Alright. No, I'll tell her. Yeah, well, my brother and I are on speaking service. I have it in my phone. I'll send it to you. Okay. Boy. Yes, ma'am. I will do it right now when I got the phone. Okay. We got one brother on the phone. Number. Alright, that's everything. That smells like salt. You're welcome. Thank you. Bye. Sorry guys, I'm back. That took a while. I was just talking to someone who was asking me about what I was doing for work. Lots of fun stuff. Alright, so I felt myself getting dizzy at the thought, but I shook my head and tried to focus on what was going on. My grandfather looked up at the boys up and down before chuckling again. The boys must have still been speechless.
You'll need a spell to cover yourselves up. Humans don't exactly have horns or parade around naked.
They don't go parade around naked. Have you ever been to nudist beaches? The boys looked at each other before collectively nodding, focusing their energies. Before my eyes, they went from demons to human-looking demons. They looked at each other, ecstatic at their new looks. My grandfather, however, cleared his throat and brought the attention back to him.
Now, don't be rude to Kay now. Sit and enjoy some coffee. It's the best in town.
And my dog's barking. What, Kip? And I'm back again. My dog wanted to go out, but it's raining here in Florida. The boys obeyed, obviously in his depth. I looked at Damien's face, and he was almost in tears of joy. I could tell that he was beyond happy in the human world. I almost felt like crying for him, but I couldn't understand why. Maybe it was his facial expressions, or maybe it was because I would meet him soon after that fact. Eventually, Damien stopped the magic, lowering his hands and letting me come back to reality. I held on to Damien, who kept a hold of me to make sure I didn't faint. Everything felt so wrong, and it all made sense at the same time. My grandfather knew my magic. My grandfather helped the boys. He cast a spell on the mansion on me to protect me.
I was the one who convinced everyone to come to the human world. I was also the one who asked that man, your grandfather, to bring us.
So he helped you come through? What happened after?
He gave us a wallet full of fake IDs and maps of the world. He told us to go anywhere we wanted and that he would pay for everything so we wouldn't have to use our magic. It was like he made us human.
Damien laughed nostalgically. I could tell he was happy, remembering how my grandfather had helped. I still couldn't wrap around my head around it, but the answers I wanted were 6 feet under and unreachable now. You really wanted to be human. Damien looked at me, his eyes glimmering both hope and shame.
More than anything, I still want to be human. I don't mean just in looks. Everything.
Damien looked at his hands, lowering them to the bed between us.
Humans don't read minds. Humans don't hurt people like demons do. I didn't ask to be a demon. I want to learn things, go places, and not have to be bound by magic or anything.
Oh no, he sounds so upset. I stared. It was pitiful to see him like this. He looked almost like a child, begging me for something he really wanted. I wanted to help somehow. I just didn't know how to.
It's all right.
Damien?
You've already done so much for me and my brothers. Sheltering us. Letting us continue to live here.
Damien frowned gently, though, caressing my cheek with his hand.
I don't want you to get hurt because of us.
Damien lowered his head in shame. I couldn't help but feel my heart squeeze within my chest at the sight. Oh no! Poor Damien, oh, he wants us to really, feel like a human. He truly cares. Damien let out a small sigh before looking to me with a new smile. He hid his sadness well, but I could tell he was still upset about the whole thing.
All right. You should sleep.
Damien gently pressed me back down on the bed, resolved in what had happened. I'm gonna kiss him. He needs it. He's so sad. I couldn't leave him without doing something. I quickly pulled Damien to me, lifted my head, and gently kissed him, softly laying a hand on his cheek to keep his face close. Damien stared in deep surprise before hesitantly kissing back. He caressed my cheek and slightly melted at the touch of our lips. He let out a soft sigh escape his lips before he pulled away with a smile. He gently licked his lips, making me go red in the face with a simple gesture. He let out a satisfied sigh before nuzzling my forehead.
Go to sleep.
I don't want to. And with that, he stood up and left the room, leaving me to rest per his request. I smiled to myself before relaxing into the mattress.
How pathetically sweet.
Oh, you're here! I suddenly tensed up. I felt majorly uneasy. She was here. I quickly looked around the room, sitting up straight before seeing Diana leaning against the window with a smirk towards me. Why are you in my room? Get out! What do you want?
Oh, I just wanted to see how close Damien was to you. Obviously, he's very close.
Okay, listen here. Can you get out of my room? You don't belong here. I stood from the bed, glaring daggers at Diana. And what's it to you? He doesn't want to leave with you, so leave him alone.
Oh, I will. I don't care enough for the bastard son to try and take him away. I just want you to know exactly what you have.
What are you talking about? Diana chuckled, which made me slightly sick to my stomach for some reason. She knew something.
Did Damien tell you about what he lived through?
He showed me when he left. He met with...
No, not that. Before that. Did he show you anything before that?
Well, he was scorned by the Demon Lord.
He didn't show you everything, did he?
Why would he need to? He showed me what he needed to. Yeah, I'm not gonna sit there and push... I wouldn't sit there and push Damien to tell me something he isn't ready for. So you know what? I wouldn't press the question.
I don't need to show her anything else.
I turned to see Damien glaring at Diana with a scary glare. I felt dark shivers run down my spine as I stared at him.
Ah, Damien. Right on cue. I was just about to show her why you hate your life and why you have a human fetish.
You will not show her anything.
Oh, I won't. Funny, I don't believe you get to tell me what to do, bastard son.
Before Damien and I could leap at her throat, Diana snapped her fingers, suddenly making the room spin. I quickly grabbed onto Damien, who held me close as the room slowly began to change from my room into the demon castle. I looked around, feeling unable to move from Damien's embrace out of dizziness. I looked at Diana, who was leaning on a pillar on the far side of the room with a smirk. However, my focus gathered on a pair of demons, one of them being the demon servant who was with the Demon Lord, carrying the sheets and books across the room.
Damn that woman, ordering us around.
I bet she thinks she's all high and mighty just because she bore that bastard son. Well, she's no queen. She's a simple harem girl. She'll never be queen. The Demon Lord reminds her that every bloody night. You'd think she'd let it sink in.
That snort, the snort that erupted from the servant's nose disgusted me to no end. How vile was this creature? Who was he talking about?
And about that boy, what do the other noble sons think about him? They treat him like an equal. He's no noble son, and he will never be. He's a bastard child that doesn't know his place, just like his bitch mother.
Hey!
Shh, you know he could read minds from a mile away.
Yes, he can.
Then let him read mine. I don't care. That boy's a monstrosity never meant to be born.
Oh, please kill it. The servant cleared his throat, however, at the sight of Damien, who was standing by nearby with an almost dead, cold look on his face.
Ah, you.
Yes, me. I don't need to be a mile away to hear your thoughts.
Boy, what?
What I'm doing out of my room is no longer your concern. I may be a bastard, but I'm the Demon Lord's son regardless. I won't take insults from you anymore.
Then what are you going to do, bastard son?
That was your mistake to challenge him. Damien started to step forward. I don't know why, but the room suddenly felt cold and dark as Damien started to approach the servant.
I'm finally gonna shut you up.
If you threaten me, you'll threaten him.
No one cares. Damien's glare could practically kill. I was afraid to even watch. But I continued, hoping not to see blood spill from this fight. Damien continued to walk towards the servant, towering over him like a shadow.
I've taken your insults for long enough. Now, I get peace.
Yes, kill him, Damien!
Stay away!
I've had enough of you.
Damien stopped, turning his head to look up at the archway in surprise.
Mother?
The demon servant slowly turned, also matching Damien's surprise as they looked to the archway. A figure, completely covered in a red sheet, stepped out of the hall, slowly walking towards Damien. The thick sound of chains echoed in the room, dragging across the stone floor. I felt something in my gut tighten, unsure of what was going on, but positive something wasn't right about it. That's his mom? However, the familiar smell of blood entered my nose. It was only it was fresher and much more potent. My gaze slowly trailed down to the stone floor, only for me to go wide-eyed at the sight. Blood brushed over the sheets as the woman walked, painting the stone a dark red, almost a black color in the woman's wig. I looked back to the mother, now worried that she was bleeding underneath that sheet.
Leave us.
The mother sounded almost enchanting, despite only saying 2 words in her arrival. I almost let it slip from my mind that this was merely a vision. The servant glared before walking off, mumbling incoherently under his breath. That's right, you better walk away. The other demon within giggled at the servant's inability to fight back. I guess Damien's mother was powerful enough to silence anyone. However, one fact stuck to me. His mother was a harem girl? I imagine chains covered her feet, making me frown. It was terrible to imagine.
What are you doing out? He'll hurt you if you aren't...
Shh. Damien stopped talking, staring at the woman walking towards him in a sudden calm demeanor. A hand slipped down from the curtain and gently caressed Damien's cheek, making him almost melt into the hand. Damien looked at his mother, a look of hopelessness on his face.
Why do you want me to turn around?
Something tells me this is not gonna end well. How much you want to bet she's probably gonna kill herself?
Just listen to my thoughts, like you always do.
I watched. As Damien slowly nodded and turned around. Uh-oh.
As you wish.
Shh. Focus on my thoughts.
I could tell that Damien was holding his breath. He must have cared very deeply for his mother. It was incredibly sweet. Uh-oh. Yeah, the sweet moment's not gonna last long. Silence lingered in the room, obviously because Damien was listening to his mother's thoughts. It was almost awkward to watch. The hand that held Damien gently petted over his hair. The breath that Damien was holding slowly was let loose, letting Damien relax. Maybe she was calming him down. He was pretty angry, but why make him turn around? Because she's probably going to kill herself. All she was doing was petting his head and talking to him in her mind. It seemed surreal. Something was wrong. I looked around the room, trying to see what was going on behind the scene. Was someone going to stop them? Was someone going to interrupt? My eyes landed on a dark shadow of a woman walking towards the couple with a knife in her hand. She had shackles and chains on her neck, hands and feet, but they remained silent as the woman neared the couple.
I'm sorry.
All of a sudden, the mother brought out her other hand and took hold of Damien's horns, pushing him to his knees. Damien, no! The shadow quickly started to run at the couple, the knife raising the knife higher above her head. I instantly wanted to move, to run and protect Damien, but I remained still, watching the scene unfurl before me.
No!
Damien kicked back, causing his mother to buckle and fall and release his horns. Damien quickly turned and grabbed hold of the shadow's arms, tightening his grip on them. The shadow started to scream and bite at Damien desperately. Damien glared and threw the shadow at the nearby pillar, making it disappear and drop the knife it was holding. I looked to the mother and regretted looking. The sheet wrapped around her wasn't long enough to cover her feet as well, the edge landing over her stomach, covering her upper body. The lower half of her body, though, was covered in multiple different scars and blood. Her ankles were both shackled to different lines and broken off chains. Her legs were together, but I could tell that the number of the scars and the amount of blood only increased the farther up her legs went. The poor woman. I stared as Damien looked down at his mother in shock and heartbreak. The real Damien gripped around me, gripped to me tighter.
Why?
In an instant, his mother raised her hand to the fallen knife, tensing her hand and the fingers to bare her nails. The knife flew off the ground and into the woman's hand, making her grip over the handle lightly.
Enough. I can't. I don't want to live like this anymore. I won't let him have me again. I won't let you invade my mind again.
She's gonna kill herself. The woman quickly got up onto her knees and raised the knife over her head. I felt my mind screaming as I gasped.
I can't take it anymore! I can't!
No! Stop!
Enough!
I felt my voice vanish as I watched this woman, Damien's mother, slam the knife into her own body, curling over herself at the stab. After a choked sob and breath, the woman fell to the ground, curled into a ball as blood pooled from around under her in the already blood-red sheet. The world around me shattered at his voice, stabbing through my heart and my stomach. Like glass, the world fell apart, and I was left in darkness. The real Damien gripped onto me, burying his face into my shoulder as I gripped his arms. Did that really happen? What did I witness? You witnessed a suicide, girl! Why would Diana reopen this kind of wound for Damien? Finally, the world reformed back to my room with Diana back by the window.
The Demon Lord, despite his sadistic pleasures, loved Damien's mother beyond anything else, even his own wives. When she killed herself, the Demon Lord blamed Damien and his ability to read minds.
What?
The only ones who convinced him not to kill Damien were his brothers. So the Demon Lord granted Damien his life. But he would be doomed to become a lowly slave as soon as the eldest became Lord.
That's horrible! I'm pretty sure James, if James did become the Demon Lord, I'm pretty sure James wouldn't let Damien become a slave. I'm pretty sure he would grant Damien his freedom. I looked at Damien, who had a face of both murderous hatred and pure sadness as he glared at Diana. The woman he glared at, however, simply chuckled.
So, one day, he was visited by an angel who told him about humans and painted him a pretty picture about them. Now, he's obsessed with it.
Why are you telling me this? Why are you doing all of this?
To butter you both up, of course. I'm about to give him the chance to have his wish granted.
Damien and I stared in pure disbelief. Was Diana serious? She was a nut job, more like psycho. Diana laughed, seeing both of our faces.
I needed to see how well you could handle his past. You can't have true love without seeing all sides of your love, now can you?
Oh, no, I wouldn't care. Diana then looked fully to Damien, crossing her arms. Something about this struck a fear chord with me, but I watched in silence.
I offer you this, bastard son. I have the ability to turn you completely human. No magic, no mind reading.
You're lying.
Am I? Read my mind. See for yourself.
Damien stared at Diana, only to go wide-eyed at her.
You're not. But...
That's right. Your humanity for your brothers.
No! Diana in surprise. What? She wanted him to hand his brothers over to her? That was underhanded and cruel.
Think about it, Damien. You can finally be human. You won't hurt anyone anymore. You won't put her in danger.
I could see Damien look at me, instinctively making me look back at him. He had a look of fear which scared me. Was he going to say yes? Was he going to say no? I wouldn't know what to do in this situation.
All I ask is that you completely willingly let me take your brothers back home. No big deal if that means you get to be a human with the girl of your dreams, right?
No.
Excuse me?
Thank you!
I said no. I will not give my brothers over to you.
I could see Diana's anger flare up like a snake ready to strike.
You do realize what you're denying yourself, right? You're giving up your one chance to become human.
I'd rather remain a demon than let my brothers be your slaves. Now leave.
Diana dropped her hands into fists by her sides and glared daggers at Damien. However, she didn't move to strike. She raised one of her hands and rubbed her temple in pure anger.
Then I'm curious, Damien. What would you trade for your humanity? You wouldn't go so far as to have sex with me for it, would you?
No! Damien remained silent. I looked at Damien, expecting him to answer, but why was he not replying? My mind went into a mini frenzy. Was he? Was he willing to have sex with Diana for it? No! Please tell me not. Diana let a large smile appear on her face at Damien's silence.
Or would you? Interesting. And if I were to offer that?
Again, silence. Damien wouldn't. He couldn't. Not with her. No way! Yet, at the same time, I felt that he was the master of his fate. He had to say yes or no. It wasn't my place to decide that kind of change. That's not fair! One part of me felt betrayed, but the other part of me also wanted him to go through with it. For Damien's humanity. Damien remained silent still. Why was he not making a choice? Diana turned her gaze to me before smirking.
Ah, I see. Well, I guess you've proven useless to me. You're not going to say yes with your little princess around.
A purple pentagram slowly appeared beneath Diana's feet, letting her slowly sink into it.
However, in case you do change your mind, call me. I'll be around.
Oh, please get away. And with that, Diana left us alone in my room. I let out the air I was unconsciously holding in my chest, relaxing from the ordeal. Damien stepped to me and held me gently, surprising me.
Are you all right?
I nodded in response, unable to speak so immediately after being surprised. Damien let out a sigh, relaxing into the embrace. I gently placed my hands around him, returning the embrace slightly. I wasn't sure what to do. All of this was spinning in my head in circles before I decided to simply go back to bed. I need to relax. Damien nodded before leading me to the bed. I slipped into the covers before Damien quickly turned and left the room. I rested my head against the pillows, enjoying the cool as they provided me as I closed my eyes. I knew it would be okay, but I knew Damien would be okay.
I will not leave here empty-handed.
Wait! What did I get? I tried to open my eyes at the sound, but I felt my eyes remain shut. I instinctively wanted to move, but my body felt frozen. What was Diana doing? I felt my body lift up from the bed, leaving me to hover and quake in fear. I wanted to scream, but my frozen voice as well. I felt Diana move to angle her face with mine. I wanted to move away, but at the same time, I felt like I was blissfully melting in her gaze.
Well, if I can't return home with the boys, I might as well return home with the power to fight back.
Diana leaned in and kissed me. I tightened and closed my eyes, feeling the need to bite her lips, but finding no muscles in my face, listening to my mental commands. What did she do to me? I didn't want to enjoy it, but every single nerve of my body was flaring in excitement and pleasure as she kissed me. I felt my energy drain slowly but forcefully as my body. Girl, what do you think? Really? As soon as he leaves, you come in? Was she using magic to force energy out of my body? It seemed like forever, but Diana pulled away from the kiss with an audible lick of her lips. She lowered me back into the patio and chuckled. For some reason, I could feel her presence. She felt stronger, more powerful. It was almost looking like a new Diana. As I was lowered back into the bed, Diana chuckled at me. I grew even more fearful. Was she gonna go for the boys now? To my surprise, her presence vanished, and I felt at ease. It was like an on and off switch Diana pulled on me. Was this normal? Hell no! She was a major nutjob, more like psychotic. I relaxed slightly, tried to sleep again. Thankfully, I succeeded. What? No! What? What ending did I get? Damien remained faithful to me, living with me and serving me like a What? What ending did I get? One morning I woke up and took in all of what happened. All dreams, the demons, the devils, the magic, it was all surreal. What? Come in. The door revealed to Damien a small tray of food for me. A vase with a black and white rose sat on a hot plate of pancakes and eggs and bacon, decorating my breakfast beautifully.
Good morning. I made breakfast.
I simply smiled. It wasn't a dream. I still had Damien, and I still felt the magic in the air around me. I wasn't alone. Damien placed the tray on the bed and across my legs.
Did you sleep well?
I did. I had a dream about everything that happened to us.
Oh, what do you remember?
I raised an eyebrow to Damien, knowing he could read my mind. However, I guessed he wanted to hear me speak my mind. Everything. How we met, how you cared for me, everything. It almost made me believe it was all a dream. Damien smiled at me and took my hand, kissing over the knuckles.
Well, if this is a dream, I hope it never ends.
Damien smiled his cutest smile, making my heart flutter slightly. His devotion to me was beyond my imagination. What? What? No! There has to be another ending! I saved it somewhere. Crap! I didn't! I have to go back. I have to go back and see what happened. Let's try going back here to the dinner. I saved it there. Maybe that's where I went wrong. Maybe I had to pick a different option. So then. Let's try it. Oh! Okay! That's where I did it wrong. Got it. Okay. So now I have to go. Now I can skip through this. So I'll be right back. I'll see you guys when I skip through all this. It's gonna take a while.
Then why did one of them open the door?
Oh. I hate skipping through all this. Ugh.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure. Alright, so I'm helping Damien with the lobby again, and I'm gonna skip there too. And I'm gonna laugh. And then I'm gonna skip everything. No, I just want to get through this. Get away from me. Please just skip faster. Skip faster. Skip faster. I'm literally skipping through all of this.
I'm so sorry about your grand...
Oh my god.
Do you have college?
I don't care. These are stuck-up snobs.
What do you think of the philanthropic policy the company has?
Go away. Don't care.
Do you think the company should expand
oh my god.
from just toys?
No. Okay, skipping everything again. Oh my god. I don't care. Don't care.
You're welcome. Praise.
Get away from me. Here comes Malix. Malix can't go away. Malix can't go away. Malix can't go away. Malix can't go away. And now I'm back here to where I can go say hey to everyone. Hello. Going, going, going. Still skipping, still skipping. Hello, Damien. No. Skipping, skipping, skipping. I'm going all the way back. Going all the way back. Going all the way back. Oh, just let me go back to where I was. Damien's gonna come save me like he usually does. Damien is gonna come save me. Diana can go away and screw herself. Diana is gonna come and Diana is a bitch. Diana is a bitch. Not a word. Skipping, 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 skipping. Here's where they all go into the human world. Here we go, we're all going back. And Diana's gonna come and try and be a bitch. Diana's gonna be a bitch. Diana's gonna be a bitch. Here we go. Here's where the mom kills herself. Okay. Crap. Okay, there we go. Now we're back. Alright, I had to skip through everything. That took a while because I had to go back through and...
Yeah, I should...
Oh, okay. So before I could speak, Damien turned on his heel and rushed out of the room. I stood there staring at the door in a daze. Did that really just happen? Oh, hell no! Yes, that was the right answer. There was no way I was letting him get away from me after all this. Yes! Okay, so that's what I did wrong. I quickly followed him out of the room, spotting him, turned to the corner to go downstairs to the lobby. I quietly followed, unsure of where he was going, but determined to follow him to his destination. To my surprise, he turned a corner and pushed open a wall, sliding into it before closing it behind him. I followed and repeated the action, earning entry. When did this... How did Damien know of this place? I walked down to a small flight of stairs and continued through the dark, secret hallway, unsure of what to see at the end. What was my grandfather hiding here? Magic room? A secret study? I didn't know. I felt steam gently brush my skin, making me shiver slightly. A boiler room? I was wrong. I was led to a door that opened to outside. From the direction I was going and how far I went, I was a little past the backyard. When I opened the door, the sight made me gasp. I was greeted by a hot spring, private and isolated from the world. Was it magic? Was it just conveniently here? I was unsure. However, my eyes traveled to Damien, who was staring at me. Unsurprised that I followed. He probably raised your eye going, I'm gonna follow you.
Your grandfather told me of this place.
When?
When we first came here. Before we had dinner, remember?
My mind went back to the day we met, remembering when Damien was looking at empty space, speaking to it. I knew there was something going on, but I didn't know what. You were talking to my...
He died, yes, but his spirit remained here while Malix chased us. Once Malix was no longer a threat, he left this place, knowing that we would take care of you.
Aww, Damien's so sweet. I could not believe what I was hearing. He'd been watching over me?
He didn't want you to be alone when you moved in. When we were attacked, he guided us to this house. We didn't know it was to protect you until after you went to bed that night.
There was so much information, I felt nauseous. I felt myself falling back before Damien rushed over and held me.
Whoa, careful!
I gripped onto Damien, feeling his warmth surround me. Everything was happening so fast. I didn't know how to contain it all. Yet, for some reason, I felt safe and secure in Damien's embrace. Was I crazy? Probably at this rate, but I didn't care. I'm probably going crazy here, but whatever. My mind went from spastic and crazed to calm and at peace in his arms. He wasn't using his incubus powers on me, though. I looked at Damien, seeing at last a deep love in his eyes. He cared for me and wanted to protect me beyond anything else in the world. He would have left a long time ago if that wasn't the case. Hearing my thoughts, Damien smiled at me and nodded, affirming them. I felt my heart flutter a bit, making me forget what chaos I went through. You really love me?
Yes, I do love you.
Damien!
More than anything.
His little smile! Damien gently caressed my cheek, leaning his forehead against mine.
I wanted to tell you everything sooner, but I couldn't find the words. Now everything's come at you at once, and I really...
I brought a hand up, silencing Damien again. I understand. Just tell me things earlier next time. Damien let out a small laugh and nodded. I knew he'd make it up to me one day, but one question festered in my mind. Obviously, Damien was curious too.
Do you love me?
I stared, unsure of how to answer. He could read my mind. Yes, but I was unsure he couldn't read the conflicting feelings of my heart. I felt a storm raging in my chest, trying to dig up the answer. With my mind still frazzled, I let my heart guide my answer. I love you, Damien. He's so cute. His little tiny smile. I loved him and wanted to give him exactly what he wanted. I gently leaned in, letting my lips finally touch his. Damien let out a small gasp against my lips before wrapping both arms around my waist, pulling me close to him. I wrapped my arms up around his neck, feeling the kiss between us deepen. My chest was pounding, making me feel and see fireworks in my mind. Damien was everything I desired. He was the man I wanted, demon or not. Aww. That's cause Damien is... Damien's like silent, which is, which he makes him, like, you know, he doesn't have to say much, though. It was also supernatural to fall in love with someone so quickly. Maybe it was the sense magic I was thrown into. Maybe it was Cupid playing with my heart. Either way, I found myself melting at the thought of him being with me. Aww. Hey, Damien! Are you?
No, I just...
Because I read almost every time.
If you don't want to, we don't have to.
Aww.
I'll understand.
Damien! It's Damien. It's Damien. Yes, it's Damien. Damien gently wrapped his arms around me and went back to kissing me passionately. Damien simply ran his fingers down his jacket and shirt, releasing the buttons and revealing his bare chest to me. I couldn't help but move one of my hands down his chest, running my fingers over the crevices of his muscles. He has muscles? A pleasure purr escaped his throat, making me shiver. Damien let both the shirt and jacket slide down to his arms to the ground before cradling my head in his hands and kissing me. I felt the heat rise in my body, making me undo the tie beneath my collar and release the buttons on my own shirt. Quickly, I removed the shirt and vest, making Damien stop kissing me and stare slightly in surprise. I could feel a blush invade my cheeks. My shy side began to fester in my mind. Did I really want to do this? To undress before a demon? No, this was the man I loved, and yet I felt my innocence drape over me in almost shame. Damien smiled and lifted my head to kiss me again. He knew I was nervous and wanted to draw my attention away from it. Aw, see, Damien knows! Damien knows! Before I knew it, he and I were both stripped of our clothing, surrounded by a cloud of steam. The heat between our bodies added to the warmth. Damien started to guide me, though, into the hot water of the spring. I looked at him with a slightly confused look. Here?
Why not?
It's Damien! Of course, why not? I followed with Damien and cuddled close as we both stood in the water. It didn't take long for us to get back into the mood we were in, intensified by the heat of the spring. Damien pulled me close, knowing I was still shy, and began to kiss my lips. Each kiss was his promise to keep me safe, keep me comfortable, and love me for all time. I kept my arms wrapped around Damien, taking in each kiss and giving my own in return. I didn't know if the fact that we were both naked maybe just craved his touch, but I didn't want to let him go. The steam ran over our bodies, cleansing our skins as we held on to each other like it was the end of the world. The fragrance of the spring engraved itself into my memories. I let him touch me and hold me to him. He was gentle and sweet, making sure to be attentive to every part of me. However, as he held me, I could feel the slight shiver of his hand. He was nervous? Yes, of course you're his first girl. That's what the others... that was the same for the others. I still don't understand how that's possible, though. I mean, they're incubi. They're basically demons of sex. They need energy. How do they... No, I probably shouldn't want to ask. The pleasure between us would be heavenly. We'd go through it together. I closed my eyes to give myself to Damien. My mind, my body, my soul, it all belonged to him as he held me. His body, his mind, and his soul belonged to me as I gave into his embrace. His kisses and fingers over my skin would forever engrave themselves into my memory as our passion rose to incredible heights. Our breasts and moans equally to each other equally sounded and echoed like a physical chant we never wished to end. We kept moving, bubbling, feeling every inch of our bodies until we had enough, and I was enveloped in his embrace. Skin to skin, heartbeats matching, we held each other in the glow of the aftermath. We couldn't stay in the spring, however, forever though. Eventually, Damien managed to bring us back to my room, laying us both in my bed to relax. With his magic, we were dried off before we hit the sheets. I nuzzled my head under Damien's chin as he held me close.
I love you.
Aw, Damien! I love you too, Damien! Just to hear those words from Damien's mouth made my heart flutter. To hear me answer made my soul warm in glee. I could feel both of us sink into a peaceful sleep together. It was the best sleep I had in days, and I was happy. Yup. I had love, and I had my happiness. My life was perfect. Oh god, here we go.
Before you get all huffy, I didn't come here to take your precious man away. By the way, how was it exactly? Demons are the best lovers, after all. Well, I wanted to extend a deal to you. I promise you'll like it.
Oh boy, what do you want now? I don't want any deals with you.
Not even to make Damien human?
Uh-oh. I'm not giving you the boys.
I'm not asking for the boys this time. Ugh.
Diana, you're a bitch. I stared dumbfounded as I looked at Diana. She rubbed her temple, clearly annoyed. Go ahead and get annoyed.
This whole trip has been a waste of my time and energy. All I want to do is go back home and take over my kingdom.
Then why don't you?
Because I need more energy if I want to even try to defend my home from that maniac demon lord. I may be brilliant, but I'm not exactly fortified to fight him.
I pressed my lips tightly together in a flat line, not sure what Diana was wanting. Then I'm listening.
I'm willing to turn Damien human, if you're willing to give me your energy, and his.
What? Wait, what?
Simple, really. Give me the magic you're holstering in your body and let me take Damien's, and I'll be on my way, and you'll get a human boyfriend. A boring, plain, human boyfriend.
I couldn't believe my ears. Was Diana really offering this deal to me? How would you take his energy?
From you, a simple kiss will do. From him, that's a different story.
What do you mean?
I have to sleep with him.
I almost lunged at her. She must have been joking. Her sleep with him? No way in hell! Diana held her hands up in defense.
What you humans don't understand is how we demons work. A touch is a mere sip of energy, while sex is a pure energy transferal. Perfect for humans. A really passionate love-making session would drain any demon of their energy.
But he's...
Yes, he's your man, but I need the energy and you want him to get his wish. We both win, get it? I'll even throw in a memory spell. He won't even remember it.
I grew enraged. How is she okay with this? How does she expect me to be okay with this? Yeah, you are crazy. But what if he doesn't want it? I'm not just gonna let you
If Damien doesn't want it. Silly girl, do you not understand what he's willing to do for his humanity?
He never said he was gonna sleep with you. I froze. Diana smirked.
He's willing to have sex with me.
He never said that!
He just won't say yes in front of you because he doesn't want to hurt you. It's rather pathetic.
I couldn't believe my ears. Was this the truth? No way! It couldn't be! Yet, at the same time, this made sense. This was why Damien was so silent the first time she asked him. Was it truly because he didn't want to hurt me? Or was he actually not willing? Diana's voice broke my thoughts.
By the way, I'm not a total bitch, if that's what you're thinking.
You are.
I will ask him first before doing anything.
No, you're a total bitch. What? She was gonna ask him. Why? You'll ask him? What if he actually doesn't want to have sex with you for his humanity?
If he says no, I'll just toss him back here and not change him. I'm not willing to do it with someone who will say no to me.
Oh, please. The way she talked about this deal annoyed me to no end. This was definitely a business deal, but this deal tore at my chest. And I'm getting a call. Hello? Number I don't know. Let him sleep with her and he'll become human. Don't and he'll remain a demon. Don't know. Okay. On one hand, I could say no because she's a total bitch and Damien won't get his humanity. On the other hand, I give her both mine and Jamie's energy. She goes home and Damien's human, but he has to have sex with her. No. Decision. I hate making these. I hate making decisions. Let her. No, or no. Sorry, my dog is driving me nuts. I don't know. God. You know what? I mean, I get that. I know that I wouldn't want to have let Damien have sex with her. But if it's for his happiness, you have to think about Damien. So if it's for his humanity, then you have to make a sacrifice. So we're gonna let her. Damien's face popped back into my memory, reminding me of his desperate wish to become human. I was able to grant it to him right here. Diana was a cruel woman. Fine.
Fine. Meaning you'll agree to my terms?
I agree to your terms.
Beautiful. Now.
Diana slid from the railing and walked to me, gently running a finger up my neck and under my chin.
Your energy first.
I closed my eyes, not wanting to look at her as she kissed me. The kiss wasn't unpleasant by any means. In fact, I felt myself melting into the kiss more than I wanted. Every single nerve of my body tingled as energy spiraled up my entire being in Diana's kiss. Soon I felt a little weaker and a little more vulnerable than I was before. Diana pulled away and smiled down at me.
Such an interesting human girl. Sad to see you give up your power so easily.
It's for Damien. Yeah, think of Damien.
Right. Now, speaking of the bastard son...
Don't say anything. Diana walked into the bedroom and towards Damien, looking down at his sleeping figure.
Oh, such a sweet thing.
How are you going to...
I'll enthrall him, take his energy, cleanse his body, make him forget, and then cast the human spell when he goes back to sleep. Simple, really.
That's it?
That's it. I'll make sure there's no trace of me when I'm done.
Just do it before I change my mind. Get out of here, Diana, you're a bitch.
As you wish.
Diana chuckled before snapping her fingers, making Damien vanish from my bed. I instinctively panicked, but caught a hold of myself, remembering what was going on. Remember to bring him back.
I will. A demon never goes back on their word.
And with that, Diana vanished. I felt my stomach churn in disgusting patterns, thought of Diana with Damien. Oh, I should have just said no and told her to go screw herself and leave. However, before I could even flex a muscle, Diana reappeared, adjusting her hair back to normal, quote-unquote. What?
What? Oh.
Diana let out a small laugh as I raised my eyebrow.
I brought into an isolated tear between our worlds. There, time moves much faster than in reality, so I was able to take what I needed to be done.
Diana snapped her fingers, making Damien reappear in my bed as if he'd never left.
And there he is, clean and human.
I quickly ran to Damien's side, not sure what else to say. Diana sighed and popped a hip while crossing her arms at me.
Pity. Damien had so much potential, even for a bastard son.
Can you Before I could speak, Diana vanished into the air, leaving me alone with Damien. I looked around, a little paranoid, should she just be hiding. But as I clarified myself that she was gone, I looked at Damien and brushed a strand of hair from his face. Human. Something about this was bittersweet. He got what he wanted, but he had to sleep with Diana to get it. Oh, don't remind me. I slipped back under the covers into Damien's arms, feeling him unconsciously hold me close to him. I cuddled closer, letting sleep take over my mind. Morning had come and I was well awake before Damien. He was still in my arms, sleeping peacefully as if nothing had happened. One thing was for certain, though. He was human. He was no longer a demon. He was a human as he wanted. I waited. I waited for Damien to awake. Waited to see him realize that he no longer had magic. I didn't have to wait long, though. Damien slowly opened his eyes, stretching and rousing up. I held my breath, waiting for him to make the realization. He wouldn't be able to read my mind. He wouldn't be able to use magic. Damien's eyes landed on me, and his face grew a happy smile.
More...
His voice instantly grew silent as he stared at me. His smile suddenly fading in a look of shock. His mouth opened, but his eyes showed his speechless surprise. Damien couldn't read my thoughts. Damien slowly sat up, keeping his eyes on me as if he were trying to figure out if he was in a dream. I gave a light smile to him. It was almost too cute to see him like this, because his smile is adorable. Damien brought a hand to my face and ran over my cheek. I closed my eyes, feeling its warmth.
I can't read your mind. I don't have magic anymore.
I opened my eyes, smiling at Damien's surprised expression now. In exchange for my magic and energy, Diana gave you your humanity. Oh, I feel so bad about lying to him. I stared, going into almost frightful as Damien's eyes began to water. His hand on my cheek lightly began to tremble. I didn't know if he was angry or happy, so I prepared for the former. Well, I wasn't expecting him to grab me and hug me tight enough to press the air out of me. I gasped as I felt Damien hold me close and tightly. He was trembling, which only increased my fear. What melted my heart was the sound of Damien weeping into my shoulder.
I'm human. You made me human.
I still feel guilty. I wrapped my arms around Damien, burying my face into his shoulder and nodding. You're human now, Damien.
Thank you.
Damien gently pulled away slightly and pulled me into a kiss. One that was full of passion and love. I imagined it to be one of the greatest kisses of all time, for Damien's love filled every part of my body. I was happy. Oh yeah, this just tells about the future. He was human as he always wanted and showed me his gratitude every day. Oh, that's right. This part. Damien was human now and he had found someone to care for. His brothers didn't need to worry about him. They was caring for me. But I still feel guilty. I still feel guilty. I let him sleep with Diana for this. One morning, a couple of good years later, after the boys and I had met, I had a moment to myself. So I sat in my room and took in all that that had happened. The demon, the devils, the magic. It was all surreal to believe. It almost frightened me to think that it had all been a dream. But the warm feeling in my heart reminded me that it was all real. The demons, the magic, the love. The love I had was real. I smiled as I held my hands to my chest, relishing the feelings dancing within my soul.
Are you okay?
I looked to see Damien by the doorway, smiling at me. I smiled back. I was just thinking.
Oh? What about?
I was just remembering how we met and such.
Really now?
Yeah, and I wouldn't change a thing. I smiled in assurance at my own words. Everything I went through, everything I did was for Damien. I'd do it again, 10 times over. Damien walked over and sat beside me, wrapping an arm around my shoulders.
You wouldn't change anything?
Nope. Damien looked at me with almost a knowing smile. He knew something. I just didn't know what.
I know about the real deal that made me human.
What? What is he talking about? I know nothing about that. I instantly felt myself go pale. He knew? How? Diana put a smile on it. Exactly. He should have not known about that. What do you mean? Damien stood up and walked to my window, staring out at it.
My humanity, in exchange for your energy, and mine.
I quickly stood up. Damien, I
know that you agreed to let Diana take my energy if she agreed to remove my memories and make me human.
Damien's making me sound like the bad person. Damien. I walked over and tried to reach out to him. I felt myself stop before even touching him. The choice was coming back to haunt me. I felt hopeless and powerless. I didn't know what to do. My helper's ripping himself in two. I feel so guilty. I probably should have just said no and told Diana to go and screw herself. Damien, however, looked at me with a smile.
Well, Diana didn't make me have sex with her.
What? What? Confused. That was the deal. She would have sex with Damien, remove his memories, bring him back, and make him human. What? Confused? I looked at Damien, raising an eyebrow as he wrapped an arm around my waist, pulling me to his body.
She took my energy, yes, but through a ritual. Demons don't completely lose their energy through sex. So she decided I was not worth the lay, and simply put me through a draining ritual, used only for demons who were going to be executed.
But she made a deal.
She didn't have to remove memories if she didn't have sex with me. She still kept to her word.
I was completely dumbfounded. I was played. I was completely and utterly played. Yes, I was. That bitch! Wow! Exactly. I'm gonna go kill her. Damien laughed at the obvious anger in my face, pulling me close and leaning his forehead on mine.
Still, to think you'd make me sleep with her just to get my humanity.
Shut up! It wasn't my choice! You wanted to be human, and there was no other way I could think of. Damien kissed my forehead.
No.
He's making me feel guilty about this. I'm sorry. Damien lifted my chin, making me look up at him. I felt completely guilty. I let him be taken over by Diana, and he could have slept with her after, all for his humanity.
Don't be sorry. You wanted me to be happy. If anything, you sacrificed a lot more than I could have.
I pressed my lips together, not wanting to feel more guilt. I knew he was trying to make me feel better, but I felt utterly gross for letting that choice happen. I'm feeling even more guilty about it. Damien laughed before he kissed my cheek, making my guilt slightly shudder.
I understand why, okay? Please, don't beat yourself up over this.
I felt tears run down my cheeks. I didn't even deserve to be held by him. I felt sick to my stomach at myself. I tried to pull away, but Damien held me tighter, not letting me get away. No, let go!
Hey, calm down.
Damien pulled me closer, pulling my head to his chest and trying to soothe my crying. I gripped onto him, conflicted at myself, wanting to get away from him, but I needed to hold on to him.
Diana thought you were very brave to make that decision. She respected you for making that kind of sacrifice. It's not easy to give the one you love away like that for their happiness.
Damien lifted my head once again, a world of love within his eyes.
I love you so much.
Aww.
I don't deserve your love at all.
He's so cute.
You gave me everything. You made me human. For that, I can never repay you.
Diana's a bitch. She played me. She made me feel guilty. I cannot believe her. I want to kill her now. Before I could finish, Damien pulled me into a kiss. It reminded me of the love we shared and all the love we could share together. I gripped onto his shoulders as he held me close. I pulled away from the kiss slowly, looking up at him, still slightly pained and guilt. You forgive me? Damien smiled and lifted me up, wrapping his arms around my waist and looking up at me with the happiest and most loving smile on his face.
A lifetime with the woman I love is well worth forgiving you.
Ah, he's so cute. I felt a large smile grow on my face, happy tears now painting over my cheeks. I love you, Damien.
I love you too.
Aw, Damien, his smile! His smile! I can't help it! It's like Matthew, but like 10 times more adorable. I didn't want to wake up if this was indeed a dream. I felt light as a feather, not wanting to ever let go of the man in my life. There were no words that could describe the emotions within me. I felt joy, happiness, ecstatic, high, all at once. Here I was, with the man I would be with forever holding me like I was his greatest treasure. The past was behind us. We had a future to meet, and that was my happily ever after. Aw, Damien's humanity. Okay. So my opinion on Damien. So he is so adorable. I'm sorry, he's adorable. And you know, you get to find out more about his abilities, and you also get to learn about his past, why he wanted to come to the human world so badly, and, you know, you get to learn about, why he doesn't like his mind reading, why he doesn't like being a demon, and he he opens up to you, and I think I felt like Damien had trust because the grandfather brought them to the human world because Damien didn't want to be there anymore, and the grandfather found Damien because Damien was alone and he wanted a friend. He just wanted someone, and he wanted to be with his brothers. So the grandfather, told Damien, don't be afraid, don't cry, I'm a friend and I'm gonna help you. And Damien is very, very sweet. He's like James. He's like gentleman-like. And you get to learn you get to learn more about him when he was in the demon world, what happened, with his parent, with his mom and stuff, and I felt very bad. I didn't think the mother would go that far to commit suicide, but when their father was the demon lord and had multiple wives, and the wives were trying to kill each other, I'm pretty sure that made sense. And, she had, from the description that I read, she had chains, and she was all bloodied and bruised, and she just basically, it was just an act of suicide. She basically didn't want to take it anymore, and she killed herself. And I felt bad for Damien, because a lot of people have lost parents or something like that through suicide, and that's what makes it very hard and I felt very bad for Damien. So the only person I have to do now is James, the eldest and the heir to the throne. As I've heard, he's the eldest son of the demon lord. So tomorrow, I get to be able to find out about James and about what he's like. Well, that's all for now. I'm actually gonna turn on live stream in a few minutes. I found a couple of the episodes for the epilogues, so I'm gonna start doing those. If you want to come watch, let me know. That's all for now. Like, comment, subscribe to my channel, and let me know what you think about Damien. Or any of the other boys that I've played so far. I played Sam, I played Eric, I did Matthew. Anyone. Tell me what you thought of them, and tell me if you ever want to try this game. I think it's really fun. That's all for now. See you guys.